back to an episode of Kate and Isaiah Living the Large. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Kate.
And this is episode 100. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Those are fireworks.
Here on episode 100, we have made it through almost 2 years of this lovely podcast, 100 episodes. And we are going to talk a little look back and talk about some stuff that we've thought about, where we thought we would be in this 100th episode versus where we were on episode 1, all that fun stuff. But before we begin, I know you have some stuff to plug.
Just the show in Fredericton on February 14th. If you're in Fredericton, come. It'll be a great show. Comic Sutra. Attached to the Red Lantern.
On Valentine's Day.
Well, who's a better Valentine than me?
This is true, except for my wife.
Oh, yeah, but you're never coming to a comedy show anyway.
This is true. I've decided it's never happening.
Yeah, same. I actually don't want you there.
Perfect. All right, let's just get right into this episode.
So I'd like to suggest a title for this episode as The Best Laid Plans.
The Best Laid Plans. Okay. The Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men.
Yeah. So Isaiah, this topic was my suggestion for our 100th episode. And, I love doing this podcast, as I think you do as well.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We like hanging out with each other every couple of weeks. And it's a great time. And, it's a commitment to do something consistently over the course of a couple of years. But in my heart of hearts, despite saying that this was about a general podcast of, what it's like to live life as a large person, at the end of the day, I really, in the back of my mind, had this vision of losing 100 pounds by our 100th episode.
Yes, I definitely had ambitions to have lost a lot of weight and be at like 250 and feeling amazing by this 100th episode.
But because we've made a commitment to be transparent and talk about what it's really like to battle weight in any way, and we've talked through all kinds of topics in the last 99 to 100 episodes, but at the end of the day, there is still that overarching feeling of like just feeling like you want to do more and be better. And you know what? I didn't.
Yeah, same. I mean, I've pushed myself to try and be better, and I have lost weight from what I was, but I have not lost nearly as much weight as I expected to lose at this point.
I've yo-yoed. I lost a lot, gained, the same thing. And what this has done is kept me wanting to try.
Yes.
I've never fully given up on anything, but that also comes with periods of shame and regret and all of these things that we're trying to overcome, but we have to talk about them to overcome them.
Yeah, that's right. And when we started this, I was 350 when we started on episode 1. I'm now 315, which is an achievement, but it is not where I expected to be at this point.
Right.
100 episodes in.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, it is part of life. You kind of bounce up and down, and as long as we keep striving for something, and the last 100 episodes, it has given me more motivation to do things previous to what I would normally have done.
Right. And same. It's given me motivation to not stop and at least feel accountable for, like coming in here and saying, yeah, I didn't walk this week because I said I was going to and I didn't.
That's right. And
it sucks. But I think that's the truth for anybody. I think that's the truth for everybody who wants to be fit and all of these things. Everybody has off times and all of this stuff. But I think it's probably more true for people who've battled weight in some ways. Like, it's a constant battle because like Dr. Mike said last year is once you're large, it's really it's really hard statistically to take that weight off.
Yeah, because you're carrying more of that weight around. You're trying to push more of that weight to get lost, and your body kind of establishes itself.
Because technically losing weight would eventually be a fatal event. So your body fights against it.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of reasons that people are overweight, as we've talked about before, is like, could very well be medical, mental health, all kinds of things that it's not just as simple as, all you need to do is eat less and exercise.
Yes. But we've also had some great times with the last 100 episodes.
100%.
We've had great guests on. I've really enjoyed having our guests on. One repeat guest so far, Amanda. We'll get some more in this year, hopefully.
I hope so. And and more guests and different guests. And if you're ever interested in being a guest on our show, we'd love to chat with you because we'd love to hear all kinds of different perspectives.
Heck yeah.
Unless you're mean. We don't want mean people.
It has been a struggle. Like I have definitely, especially this past couple months, I've definitely been struggling with even finding motivation some days just to get up and do stuff, right?
Yeah, 100%. Beyond everything else, it's cold.
That too. It is very cold.
And it's starting to lighten up later again, but it was cold and dark for the last couple of months. And I think that's true of pretty much everyone who lives in our climate. It's hard to get motivation to do stuff.
It's true. But I think hopefully hopefully we'll have this podcast going another 100 episodes. Who knows how long we can go for. But at the other side of it is I'm hoping that in that time I will have lost some weight. But again, to be transparent, it's something we are going to struggle with for the rest of our lives. It is what everyone struggles with, especially as you get older, the more you're going to struggle at losing weight. It's just, that's how it works.
That's life. And not to be all set, but I guess the biggest thing that I've taken away from the last 100 episodes, and I keep reinforcing to myself, and it has become a self-talk game, is that's not the only thing about me.
That's right.
And that doesn't mean that you can't you can't be happy and you can't feel good about yourself and, can't shake your butt at a burlesque class or, walk a 5K, painstakingly cheat, or, do all kinds of different things. Like it can't be the thing that holds you back and mentally and actually, well, sometimes that holds you back from stuff. Certainly me, I can't go skydiving because you have to be under 200 pounds.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's okay. I don't need to.
That is but it's the trying new things and making your weight not just making your life not just around your weight and doing the things that you think you want to do. And that's the bigger thing. Right.
It's like there's a Mamas and the Papas songs, like you can go where you want to go, do what you want to do with whoever you want to do it. And it's like, yeah.
Don't know that song.
Well, I'll sing it for you later.
Oh, please don't.
I mean, I'll send you a link.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, again, not being defined by our weight is a big thing. And we've kind of talked about it before in different episodes about, not being held back. And that's a big thing to me.
Yeah. And sometimes it does, like I said, last year I did the 5K. I was not in fit shape to do a 5K. And we've talked about this ad nauseum, but that sucked. And that actually took a toll on me mentally, as much as I turned it into an awesome comedy bit that I've beaten to the ground in the last 8 months. But it just, that really did get to me, but came back every week and talked about it.
That's right. And I think where the 5K was definitely a low point for both of us. I think that was just part of definitely a lower point in time. And I think we've bounced back, and I'm hoping that this year when we get to the 5K, we'll be able to finish it. We're striving for that
under
1 hour. That stretch is a little bit farther than I think, but
if we fail at that, we fail at that. At least we'll
finish.
That's
right. So I think that's a big thing too, is we're not just giving up on the 5K. We're gonna try again. I think that's huge.
Yeah, and like if anybody has any tips, anybody who's struggled has any tips of like how to get through the back pain and that sort of thing, please, our floodgates are open.
Yes, back pain is a real thing.
And walking is not great. And maybe the answer is some more core strength exercises. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's very. It depends. I think you going to this burlesque stuff, like what we talked about last episode, I think that's going to help too, right? That's to kind of strengthen that core.
Because I know that for me, even the worst for me is standing for any length of time.
Yeah,
because everything just kind of stands still.
Yeah, I think when my back hurts, it's mostly when I'm like, especially walking uphill.
Yeah,
that's the big pain in my back.
But man, 100th episode, and we're talking about our back pain.
Oh my goodness,
this is really exciting that we've been doing this 100 episodes.
Yeah, I've had so much fun in the last 100 episodes. Like I said, I've really enjoyed having guests in. I hope we do have more guests. But it has been very exciting doing 100 episodes. I was not sure that we would make it to 100 episodes at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I think both of us are such people pleasers who wouldn't quit anything that it'll take like a big change in one of our lives to end it, like one of us moving.
Yes, I thought the Fredericton move was going to be the end of it.
The linchpin. Yeah, no, I'm too.
You're back in St. John.
Back in St. John, but I'm also too. What's the word? Stubborn.
Yes, stubborn. That is helpful and motivating to be stubborn and just.
I was gonna say tenacious. Tenacious is probably a better word.
Nope, stubborn.
Yeah,
I like stubborn. I mean, yeah, it's been great, and I know there's been weeks where we have struggled to get through an episode and
to come up with topics. Coming up with topics is, that aren't the same every week is a challenge. Like.
Yeah, especially after 100 episodes.
Like we've talked about chairs a lot.
We did, especially at the beginning. We talked a lot about chairs at the beginning.
But they matter.
They do matter.
Oh, did I tell you that? I told you that my office was ordering me a new chair, right?
Yes, you said that.
It came in.
Is it an amazing
what
chair?
What a life changer. It's the same as everybody else's chair, just wider.
Nice.
And it felt so good to have somebody notice and care.
Nice.
And to be aware that that was a thing that mattered.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And just like, how amazing.
I feel like she's jabbing at me with my chairs here in my lovely office.
That was not a jab at all. No,
I'm taking it as a jab. You insulted my honor.
I sit in a very comfortable chair here. It doesn't have arms. It's wonderful.
It does not have arms. I hate arms in chairs.
Yeah, me too. They're like the worst.
Yeah, I mean,
until you get one that fits.
Until you get one.
This is like arms on this chair at work are amazing.
I do want a new chair. I very much want a new chair.
Are you pulling up chairs right now on the Google as we're doing this episode?
No,
Isaiah, stay focused.
I am not. I am looking at, and never mind. I was going to look at what episodes we've done for the last 100.
Yeah, a lot of chairs, a lot about travel.
We did a lot of travel because I was doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah. What have some of your highlights been overall with the pod?
I think having Mike on was great. I think it was a big highlight. Being in the news, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a year ago. The memories kept popping up last week.
Yeah, it was a year ago, and that was pretty awesome. I was traveling for like 3 months, and we did like 6 episodes or something like that in the span of like a week of recording. That was wild.
Yeah, that was.
What are some highlights for you?
I love the Dan Culberson interview.
Oh yeah, that was
really moving. Loved having Brian Godso on, and Amanda, of course. I don't want to keep it. Katie, like all of our guests is what I'm trying to say. That was incredible to get all those Becky, Nigel, all the different perspectives, because they're things that pop in my head as other people speak, and like I'm starting to in other conversations relate things back to the podcast. Like, oh, we had an episode where we talked about how men treat each other in family situations and things like that, and how that does play a role and can be hurtful and stuff like that, and stuff that I love it when I learn something that I had never thought of, because my mind races all the time and I usually think of a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing when we having guests on is great, because it's a different perspective other than just us talking away.
Yeah, because there's some podcasts that are successful because people disagree all the time, and then that's the chemistry of the program. And ours, we do disagree occasionally, but generally we're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I think it still works,
Heck yeah, and 100. We've gone through 100 episodes, so something's working.
Yeah. If anybody has any suggestions for how we can change or improve, we're somewhat open to it.
Yeah, and I think there's we definitely have some stuff we can do going forward in the future. I've always talked about I would love to do a live show at some point.
I'd love to do like an actual live show. This is the debate we've had. It was going to be our 100th episode, but it's not. Life has happened and changed my perspective on that. But to do like an actual like live in-person show.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do yours first, like just a live show.
Yeah.
Maybe on our 2-year anniversary. That's not too far away.
Oh, this is true.
It's like 4 episodes away, isn't it?
That is like 4 episodes away. Yeah. I think that might be too soon.
Why? It's live. We don't have to. We can wing it.
I think that's too soon. Okay. But yeah, I do think that a live episode would be fun. I think looking into the future, obviously, we've been working on trying to get donations so we can get that new camera. We can stop using my cell phone as our camera.
Yeah.
So, that's a little behind the scenes for y'all. We use my cell phone as our camera.
Yeah. What I'd like to see too, I actually thought of this and then forgot. And so now, but I'd like us to do some kind of giveaway or something.
Yeah. And what that, I don't know what that would entail, but that does.
Let us know what you'd want from us.
Hell yeah. Yeah. What would you like to see? What
would you like if we made swag, would you be interested in it? Or would that be silly?
What would we do for swag? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, like
a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's boring, but yeah, that's an option. Hats?
I don't know.
We'll
figure it out.
We need a new logo first.
Yes, that is something.
One where I'm not a blonde.
We do need a new logo. You are not wrong.
If only we had a regular listener who did that sort of work and would, I'm talking to you.
Directly to you. Yeah, I think it's been, but we had some great episodes in the past. And I think a lot of things to reflect on what has happened. I know we've had our ups and downs.
Yeah.
And
in weight and in emotions.
This is true.
And ultimately too, we're so thankful for our listeners and for people who tune in every week, and our friends and the people who in our extended circles and strangers who listen to this, because we're never, you're never sure what's going to work and what's going to not work. But man, I'm so appreciative anytime somebody sends me a note and lets me know they've been listening.
Heck yeah.
I find it really moving, because I kind of, so thank you.
Yes, always appreciate everyone that tunes in, for sure. Whether it be on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to, we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately this last 100 episodes has been about trying to be as honest as we can in our experiences in life and what we're going through, and hopefully, giving people motivation, or just feeling seen or heard, I guess, is the big one.
Absolutely. Maybe you see a little bit of yourself in us.
Oh, but I think that's 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
Oh my God,
man. Thank you for everything, Isaiah.
I thank you too. We appreciate you stopping by every couple weeks and hanging out and chatting with me.
Yeah. I bring the story ideas. You do everything else. That's our arrangement.
That's right. But where can people find you on the internet?
Kate D or Kated on Instagram. We're at Kate and Isaiah Living Large on Facebook. What about you, Isaiah?
At Maritime Brews on all the social medias, at Tweak the Profit on Twitch and some of the social medias. And yeah, and of course, like I said before, we're still looking for the donations for that camera, working towards getting that.
And any suggestions you have for a potential giveaway, potential swag, you know, we're 100 episodes in. I don't think we're going anywhere. Might as well like start branding.
Yeah. Any suggestions for topics you wanted to hear us talk about, or if you have questions that you want us to answer, we would take any of those comments as well.
Yeah, and maybe we should try a live show Q&A, but like just a short 10-minute ask us anything kind of situation. Let us know if you'd have any interest in that.
Heck yeah. But if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening to podcasts, don't forget to like, share, subscribe there. And then, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on that as well. And we appreciate you for listening for the last 100 episodes. And here's to 100 more.
Cheers.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.